He didn't become a bad father overnight. He just never became one at all. My husband never cared about our daughter her entire life. But the moment I found out he was having fun in the same room while she slept, something in me broke. That was it. I banned him from her life. And for the first time ever, I asked him to sign away his rights. I'm 30. He's 34. We were together almost 10 years, married for 8. We have a 4-year-old daughter together. He also has another daughter from a previous marriage. She's 12 now. He hasn't seen or spoken to her since she was 3, when his ex-wife moved across the state of Texas. Back then, I begged him to fight for his right to be in her life. He paid child support. He had court-ordered visitation. But he never pushed for it, never fought. He just gave up. We had just gotten married at the time, and seeing that, it stuck with me. It made me never want to have children with him. I loved him, but deep down, I kept thinking, if he could walk away from his first child that easily, what would stop him from doing the same to mine? 7 years into our relationship, I got pregnant. No, we weren't trying. But the second I saw those lines on the test, I loved her. I worked every single day up until I gave birth. I was the breadwinner. I knew I'd be out for at least 2 months, so I pushed myself hard. I got us 3 months ahead on all our bills. He helped with none of it. Not the bills, not the planning, not the baby shower, organizing it, paying for it, nothing. Not even buying basic baby supplies. I even cloth diapered, and he still didn't lift a finger. Then came the delivery. It was traumatic. There's no other way to put it. Complications everywhere. I almost bled out on the table during my C-section. My uterus started tearing so badly, they nearly had to perform a hysterectomy. And my daughter, she stopped breathing during the procedure. They had to resuscitate her. Somehow, we both made it out alive. But after that, he wasn't there. Not for me. Not for her. Everything fell on me. I was a brand new mother, drowning in postpartum depression. And I mean drowning. I lost 50 pounds in a month because I couldn't eat. I couldn't take care of myself. I was barely holding on, and the one person who was supposed to help me did nothing. One night was especially bad. She cried all night. Nothing worked. I hadn't slept at all. So I woke him up, just 1 hour before his alarm, and asked if he could watch her so I could nap. He looked at me and said it was disrespectful that I would even ask when he was the only one working. Mind you, I had just gotten us 3 months ahead on all our bills. Every day, he'd come home from work and ask for an hour to relax. I gave him that. Then he'd take another hour-long shower. I'd sit at the table, feeding our daughter, my own plate getting cold in front of me. He'd finish eating, pick up his phone, and scroll, never once offering to take over so I could eat. Eventually, I went back to work. And just like that, I was doing everything again, paying bills, cooking, cleaning, childcare. When I was home, it was like he had zero responsibility as a father. I'd be washing dishes, cooking, and cleaning her cloth diapers all at once, while he sat watching TV. If she started crying, he wouldn't even look up. I'd have to yell, "My hands are full. I know you hear her. Go take care of her." One day, I put her in a fresh diaper before leaving for work. Like I said, I cloth diapered. I had about 60 of them, all different colors and patterns. When I came home 8 hours later, she was still in the same diaper. I was livid. He had let our child sit in a soiled diaper all day. When she was 6 months old, I went back to school and became an EMT. I worked and studied at the same time. You can probably guess how much help I got from him. None. Once I started working as an EMT, I'd do 48-hour shifts, then have 96 hours off. 2 days on, 4 days off. Most weeks, I was working close to 100 hours just to keep us afloat. Because someone had to pay the bills, and it sure wasn't him. Then one night, while I was on shift in another town, I got a call from my supervisor. Long story short, my husband had been drinking. Apparently, something he did often around our daughter, something I had no idea about. While she was asleep in her bed, he left her alone and went over to the neighbor's house. Things escalated into an altercation, and he ended up getting shot. I was furious. He left our daughter alone. He was drunk. He nearly died. And worst of all, he put her life at risk. He only fought for custody when he realized he was losing control, not because he ever wanted to be a father. When I decided to leave him, he suddenly tried to fight me on custody. To this day, I still don't understand why. From my perspective, he never cared about our daughter to begin with. He didn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. He was just blowing smoke. And just like everything else, he gave up. Fast. Since then, he hasn't called to ask about her, hasn't sent money, hasn't asked to see her. And I'm not the type to keep a parent away from their child. I was doing the opposite. I was forcing him to be involved. I would push him to take her, to spend time with her. I didn't want my daughter growing up thinking her dad didn't care, and I refused to be the reason she didn't see him. But now, I don't care anymore. It's not on me if she has a relationship with him. It never was. That's on him. I'm done carrying that burden. This brings us to now. In the 2 years since we separated, he's dated around. He's bisexual, and I've met a few of his exes. Never had an issue with any of them. Except one. That one. Completely insane. Toxic. Violent. The kind of person I would never, under any circumstances, want near my child. I made that very clear. And yet, when I dropped our daughter off one day, that same ex was hiding in the bathroom so I wouldn't see him. I didn't find out from my ex. I found out from his own brother and sister. And then it got worse. He admitted to them that he had sex with that ex, in the same room as our daughter, while she was asleep. I saw red. I was beyond disgusted. I had tried, more than he ever deserved, to stay cordial, to be respectful for the sake of our child. But that was it. I was done. So I sent him a message. Once this divorce is finalized, I'm taking you back to court. I want you to sign your rights away. You've done nothing for your child. Oh, wait. Sorry, you bought her clothes and shoes with the money you got when your mother passed. As you should. That's the bare minimum. You're her father. You never call to ask about her. Never send money. Never ask to see her. I have to reach out to you and push you to have a relationship with your own child. You don't give a single damn. I never wanted kids with you because you never fought for your first daughter. You're no better than a sperm donor. Except I've had the unfortunate experience of knowing who you are. I envy everyone who hasn't met you. You only want kids for the image, for the clout, so you can pretend to be a caring father. But that's not who you are. You care more about getting high and getting laid than being a parent. And you'll do it with your child in the room. You're disgusting. Depraved. A stain on society. Do us both a favor. Sign your rights away. Stop damaging your child with your presence. If you care about her even a little, you'll do this for her. Because at least in my care, she's safe. I'm not bringing people like that around her. I'm not putting her in those situations. You offer her nothing but disappointment. So stop pretending. Live your life away from us, and let her have peace. After I sent that, I started wondering if I went too far. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. But I meant every word. I know this is long. I'm at work, typing this on my phone, trying to condense everything. But there's so much more to the story. If anyone has questions, I'll answer. Update. After my last post, I went to the police station and filed a report on him. I didn't contact CPS directly because I knew the police would notify them. And they did. 2 days later, CPS reached out. I gave them everything. Names, addresses, phone numbers, all of it. A few days later, I got a call from an officer in the same city as my ex's sister. She had filed a report too, because after I reported him, he started threatening her. I spoke to that investigator, gave them my case number, and shared everything I knew. Since then, nothing. I know CPS has spoken to him, but I haven't heard another word. Right now, I'm just waiting and doing everything in my power to keep my daughter away from him. A lot of people asked why I stayed as long as I did. Truth is, he wasn't a good man. He was abusive, neglectful, as a husband and as a father. When I was 19, he knowingly gave me an incurable STD without telling me. So why did I stay? Low self-esteem, low self-worth. I genuinely believed no one else would ever want me. I felt trapped. And people also asked why I kept forcing a relationship between him and our daughter. At the time, I thought I was doing the right thing. I wanted her to have her father in her life. I was wrong. So damn wrong. All I did was put her in danger. I opened the door for her to be hurt, to be traumatized. That's on me. I see it now. An absent parent is better than one who's present but doesn't care about a child's safety or well-being. He was wrong for everything he did. But I was wrong too, for putting her in that position in the first place. My job is to protect her. And I failed. That's something I'll carry for the rest of my life. But I'm going to spend that life making it right. I've tried gently asking my daughter if she's seen or noticed anything. But she's still so young. She doesn't really understand. She'd rather watch Paw Patrol than talk about anything serious. So for now, I'm watching closely. Paying attention to any changes in behavior, anything that might raise red flags. And more than anything, I'm focusing on healing. I'm giving her all the love, safety, and care she deserves. Because she is incredible, sweet, empathetic, a light in this world. She can make me smile even on my worst days. And he's missing out on that. That's something he'll have to live with. I just hope this doesn't affect her long term. But if it does, I'll be there, every step of the way, with whatever she needs to get through it. Thank you to everyone who offered support, advice, even the harsh truths. I needed to hear it. A lot of you opened my eyes, and for that, I'm grateful.